It's not often that I start with the back of the head, but this is a very nice Fender Stratocaster. But it's not just any old Stratocaster. It's an American Performer HHS Stratocaster. And as usual, they're all usually well built. And this is a particularly nice neck. What makes it special is the pickups and the... Oh gosh, I'll turn it around before I break it. It's called an HSS because high steel semi-acoustic, no, nonsense. H, humbucker, S, single or solo. But it's all very good, and it's the pro version because the standard version of this guitar is all white in the pickups. This one makes it a little bit white, a little bit different, sorry. And it's a Stratocaster, made in California, and it's looking very good. And I don't have very much to do to it except for to get it working again. And I don't think this has been played for many years. Those strings look like they're pretty dirty. So we're going to learn more about this as we go along, but made in America and looking pretty good. Okay, I'll just run down some of the specs with you. That's surf green, but I actually think it's surf blue on the website, but on some of them they call them surf green. The some of them have push-pull. This one doesn't. The numbers are actually green in this, which is nice touch. The Yosemite, Single-Coil Yosemite, and Performer DoubleTap humbuckers. Ain't that good? The frets are jumbo frets, which is a little bit thicker frets. The body's made of alder, and the neck is made of maple. So that's about all I can tell you on this. It was made in Yankee Land, and it was made in 2019 because it says so there, US 2019. And it's in excellent shape, but I think the first thing we'll do is cut this bloody thing off because it's driving me nuts, and we'll worry about where it goes inside. One thing about this Fender is everything is marked Fender, Fender, Fender. All the nuts are marked Fender, Fender. Body's marked Fender. I think they want you to know it's a Fender. But it's a bit special. And while it's sitting there, I'll just check. That string's so black. I'll just check the neck to see where we are with it. Well, that neck is, actually that neck is magnificent. It is straight the whole way down. There's not even a little gap anywhere, and it's so straight that it's straight. I'm not going to put a bow on it. I usually like a little bit of an underbow, but that is so nice. I'm noticing something here. There's a lot of corrosion between the frets, so this must have been left in the damp area. Let's test the electrics and see what we got to do. Hopefully we got to go nothing except for put it together again. And no, nothing there. Nothing there. Right. It hasn't been set up very well because the pickups are far too low. It needs a bit of adjustment, and I wonder if that's locked. But everything else is working by the look of it. Ooh, a bit crackly. Yeah. Everything's working as I expected it to be. So we'll get on with it, Austin. I want to take the back off to see if this is locked or not. I think it says something like, let's have a look and see. Something a bit more sexy than that. Corona, California. Corona, California. I must look that up to see what it means. It's got a adjustable neck hole as well. Let me just see if there's a screw in it. Yes, there is. So it's got a proper adjustable. No, the neck's not locked, but the strings are tightened up well. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to loosen the strings, loosen the springs. Did I say strings or springs? I think that's time to get that screwdriver gone. It's done a lot of work for me, so, but it's time it was gone because it's not catching the wood. An interesting thing, isn't it? That the third screwdriver. The screws on this have been put into the wood parallel almost, and most of the other ones are just shoved in at an angle. So another good sign of quality craftsmanship, because if you put it in an angle, you can go right through to the bottom. And putting it in parallel like this means it's stronger as well, because you have more wood to grip. I suppose it has its issues as well, because you wouldn't have the angle can give you strength, but that wouldn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that back a bit and put a little bit of wood in there. It won't lock it, but what it will do, when I noticed that this was on it, if you look there, it's now right in the right position for the string holes, but with the strings tightened up, it moved it underneath it. So I'll just put a little sliver of wood in there. If they still want to put a trem on it, they can do so. Just take the bit of wood out. That's it. Right, I'm going to pause to get a little bit of wood and come back. It's shocking. I didn't want to use a saw and start to cut a bit of wood, so I searched for a tiny little bit of wood, and it took me longer to search for the bloody bit of wood than it would have done to cut it. It's actually quite nice to work on a guitar that's full of quality, because you know, I like working on the cheap guitars that come in from time to time. They come in all the time, actually. I think the cheap guitars coming in is a unique facility that I have, because I don't charge for my work. I get them to donate to a CC, so they know they can bring any type of guitar to me, and I'm not going to say to them, oh, that's a Fender Encore, it's only worth 100 quid, and I'm going to charge you 250 quid to do something with it. It's not worth it, throw it away. But in my case, I'll tackle anything, because I'll say to the person, just make a donation to the CC, whatever you can afford. And some people are very good. I think the biggest donation we had to CC so far for fixing a guitar was £350. But it also means I get a lot of unique guitars here that people can't. People have bought maybe old, you know, guitars that they got at a special offer, their sons or something like that played when they were young, and so they bring them to me, and they can afford to get them brought up to spec, and that means that you get to see some of these nice old guitars, and some of the little cheapy ones too that can be made into good guitars. I have what have I got hanging on my wall here that I'm keeping? Can't remember the name of it. I think it's printed in the guitar. I can't even see it. It's an Argus guitar. I think it was the red one I showed you once. And I love playing it. It's a great little guitar. I must play it more often. But then again, I say that with everything, don't I? What I'm going to do is clean this up. And this is good solid gloss on it. So I'm going to do a little bit of, because that's all a bit tarnished and gross in there. And you notice I didn't check the paintwork, because I know this will work. with this kind of paint, so I didn't check it. But I do advise if anybody wants to use WD-40 that they check it first with the paintwork on any guitar. I'm going to bring us up to the neck because I need to check the leveling of the neck, because that's one of the things I need to check. I'm hopeful that I don't need to do anything to it, but you just never know. It could have been a Friday night guitar. Everybody rushing to get home Friday nights and they didn't want to spend a lot of time on a guitar, but and what I will do when I've done this, there's no wear and tear on those frets at all, I will lemon oil it. Even though it's not the kind of neck that I would normally lemon oil, but I want the lemon oil to push out any water that I put in it, in the frets, because the lemon oil is mineral oil and it'll push out the water. And you guys didn't pre-warn me. How nasty can you be? You're just saying to yourself, I hope he doesn't tape off the pickups, because I'd like to see him get metal shavings all through them. I heard you saying that. You're a bad lot, I tell you. Right, okay. Because these are single solos pickups, just one piece of tape on each one and cover them in, and they'll be fine. And there you go. But you guys didn't remind me. Where did I put, oh, they're still in the bloody thing. God bless us and save us. Using the same tape. What a cheapskate. It's only for the last fret, anyway. I'm not cheap, I'm just poor. I spent money this week. Did I spend money? I've always wanted a Mac Studio professional computer, and I decided to treat myself this week. £2,135 for a computer. And it's just the body of the computer. You know, the Mac Professionals are just like a Mac Mini. And do I need it? No. I usually try to buy things only that I need. But in this instance, it was a thing that I wanted. But now I'm stuck with a 2018 Mac Mini, which is equally as good. And I'm going to have to sell it off. Why is that flashing at me? The screen's flashing at me for some reason or other. I think it's telling me I've only got 18 minutes left of recording, but surely at 18 minutes you shouldn't be telling me that. You should be telling me that at 3 seconds. Well, everything's recording. That looks super duper Henry Cooper, and I'm just going to use my other camera to let you see a close-up of it, and let you see the close-up of the damage, the little bit of damage that I mentioned. Okay, I'm going to switch you off for a second. Yes, it was the 4 gigabyte limit that they're talking about. But those frets look gorgeous. And that neck looked gorgeous. And there's that little chip that I told you about right in the middle there. Put the light on it. Don't know what that is. Looks like a little bit of lacquer come off. All right, this is going to be sped up unless there's something exciting, because all I'm going to do is clean up this and do my normal servicing of the nuts, etc. Check the screw tensions, check the tension on the side. So unless I see something exciting, I'll speed it up. Oh, look, they've used ordinary screws, not Phillips screwdrivers. Oh, a little bit loose. Okay, just cleaning. Probably speed this up too unless something exciting happens. Testing those knobs. Can you see the green in the knobs? Hopefully you can see the green in the knob. The tone is still written in gold though. But let's just do a check of these, just make sure they're tightened. Now I did hear some crackly on these, so they're going to get a little bit of juice. Knobs back on. Let's put them on upside down, eh? Just for badness. No, Austin, don't put them on upside down, you'll ruin the guitar. Well, probably yes, you're right. One of my pet hates is driving behind a really nice car, a really expensive car, and you look at the number plate and it's all crooked. And I think to myself, well, you know, you spent 70 grand for a car or 150 grand for a car, and you don't insist on getting the number plate put on. The other thing I don't like about car dealerships is they stick their advertising all over the back of a car. When I buy a car, the first thing that happens is all that crap comes off and new number plate goes on it. Now that's looking really nice, like love. Fussy, aren't I? Alright, okay. That's it. And I'm going to do the strings tomorrow, but you won't know that. Well, there's the first string on, which holds the bridge contraption, trem arm and everything in place. And I'm just going to go quickly. You're going to go, it's going to be like 10 seconds to you. I'm going to speed this up. Right, it's almost in tune, and I'm just going to intonate it now. So, it doesn't have to be perfectly in tune to be intonated. Needs some intonation. Okay, I was hoping it wouldn't. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I pressed the back there. Oh, that just snapped into position there when I pressed it. Must have been caught on one of the string screws. Yeah, that's better, so I'd have to retune it all over again. Right, didn't need any intonation at all. It was perfect intonation. Let me just see if I can bring the right, I think I need to bring it down a bit. Right, let's bring it down a bit and see if we can get away with bringing it down a bit, which will change the tuning, but I'm not worried about the tuning. Now, is there anything left for me to do? Oh, pickup heights. Pickup heights are well off. They should be much better than that. Now, if you get a ruler and measure the distance between there and there, and there and there and there and there, you get a quasi-latitudinal quantum effect, and yes, that's the distance you use. Or you could guess, like I just did, and what feels right. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all. Yeah, right, okay. Okay, all's left to do now is to play the tune. You know something? I think that D can go down a little bit more. D strings just a bit. I think I've already lowered it and then I felt it was buzzy. But yeah, it's better. Just a little bit there. It gives the shape of the neck. Some people do professional things like putting those on it and measuring this thing and all that. Yeah, okay. I'll do that another time. Someday, maybe in the future. Right, camera off, tune, and I'll play a little. Camera off, tune it, and then I'll play a little tune for you. Boy, cracking up. Right, this is the Fender. It looks blue in the screen. I am not a Fender fan, because a lot of the Fenders I see are exactly the same as the last Fender, and they just churn them out with a different face on them and a different look to them every time, and they come along and to me they're just too similar. But not this one. This one's a USA, what is it, Corona Valley one, and I told you all about it. But I tell you, it plays like a dream, and I could be converted. Actually, I think I may even be converted to a Fender. Just check the tuning. Yeah, ease a little bit off. Let me take my headphones off just in case I'm talking through them. Right, okay. Now, a tiny touch. It's a lovely guitar. It's a player's guitar. It really does play beautifully. And it's got, you notice in that last guitar I had to reach out there to play it. And this is just comfortable, and I just think it's lovely. Middle pickups and back pickup. Front pickup. Sustain lasts for ages. Treble pickup, back one. Lots of high string action, and I like that because a lot of the cheaper guitars don't have a loud. You play that chord and you just don't hear that sometimes on the cheaper pickups. But I love it. And it's I think I could get like a Fender. Let me just run through some chords in the pickup at the top, the neck pickup. Love it, love it. I could actually now start playing this. Must get my own Fender shaped guitar out and see how it's going. Now, I'm going to just play my favorite chord, and then I'm going to play you a riff and see if you can recognize it. I think you'll find it easy to recognize. Let me just check the tuning. Okay. Try that on the back pickup. Hold on a second. Just the tiniest touch. Really nice, really nice. I'll play that riff for you now. Right, let's see how good you all are. I'm just going to play the chord progression, and then I'll strum it. You should be able to get that.